Hi everyone. Before we get to the main character, I present to you the Saga of Freddy Freeman, SHAZAM Thunder, God of Vengeance. You can read the entire story in the description, but the long and short of it is that Freddy Freeman, use your imagination a little bit, goes up to Achilles and he says, how is it that he was always the last one to see each of the other Shazams before they were killed? Achilles apparently started with Pedro first because he was the strongest, and he killed Pedro. And then he just kind of worked his way down. He killed Pedro, he killed Mary Marvel, he killed Eugene and Darla. He killed them all except for Freddy, who kept defending him, saying that Achilles was there to help them. He was just too late, or he just couldn't get there in time. So Achilles was letting Freddy live in order to sustain his heinous act of killing off the other Shazams, because he wanted to be the only one. So Freddy questions Achilles, and he accuses him, and Achilles finally says, well, how could you know? And Freddy says, you're not the only one with the wisdom of Solomon. Now, this is how Freddy normally looks when he changes. So after confronting Achilles, he says, now I'm going to do to you what you did to them. And he says, Shazam! But because he had that change of heart, he went from having a blue suit and a red cape, that change of heart that he decided he was going to kill Achilles, he became Shazam Thunder. Red suit, blue hooded cape, yellow boots. And when he changed, he notices for the first time that he's different, and Achilles notices that he's different, and he's stunned because he looks different, and Achilles is stunned because he knows that's not good news for him. So they have an epic clash and they battle, and at some point Achilles subdues Freddy and he holds the sword at his neck. This is the one he had previously that broke before I replaced it, and he says, very good, little boy. It's a shame. I thought we would have been friends, but there are no friends in war. And then suddenly, shh, out of nowhere, boom! Achilles gets knocked out of the sky. But it's not by obsidian. He gets knocked out of the sky by Black Adam. And Black Adam tosses the sword to Freddy, says, here, you need this to defeat him. And Freddy eventually, when the battle ensues, defeats Achilles, and he gets destroyed in a burst of light and energy. But now Freddy is sad and sullen that he defeated him. And he asks Black Adam, why did you do it? Why did you have me do your dirty work? And Black Adam says he tried to do the same to me. And he goes on to explain how it was always his plan, but he could not do it because Shazam Obsidian stood in the way. Shazam Obsidian was more powerful than even Shazam Achilles, who's the spirit Shazam. And he sacrificed himself. He destroyed the forgotten gods who actually wanted Obsidian to destroy all of them. Obsidian could have destroyed Achilles, all of them, but he used his power to destroy the forgotten gods. He's the one character you guys have been ignoring. Don't ignore him. Go watch. Okay? Obsidian has an epic story. 2 bolts, one thunder. So Freddy is now sitting on a rock, and he hears 2 people land behind him. So one of them is Superman, and the other one is Imposter Superman. And maybe you've seen him for the first time. After 5 months, I finally got a case for him. And Superman says, so Freddy, we saw what happened. We couldn't get here in time. He's like, well, what's wrong? And Freddy's like, the sword. It made vengeance too easy. I'm never going to use it again. Now, the sword, every time it killed the Shazam, it took on their power. So it's actually something that Freddy can use to create more Shazams, but he doesn't know if he should because of he let his friends down. They all died. And he doesn't want to put that responsibility on other people and possibly let them down, and they all die. And Superman says, well, I figured you'd feel this way. That's why I brought someone who has some experience in these things. And he takes off to let them talk, and that's where Superman Imposter comes in, because if you remember his story, in his storyline, he actually killed Darkseid, he killed the Joker, he actually kills off his major enemies in order to protect the people. So, during the conversation, Superman Imposter says to Freddy, I believed like you one time. I believed that that order could have been kept by strength alone. But then one day, someone I let live killed a lot of innocent people, and I realized I had to do things differently. And Freddy's like, yeah, but you made the decision to kill Darkseid. It's like, how do you live with those choices? And Superman Imposter is like, sometimes we don't have a choice. Sometimes the choice makes us. My choice has made me, and it's also making you. And at that point, that's when Freddy says, well, I'm making a choice right now. I'm cursed with this magic word which gives me the powers. But from now on, I am no longer Shazam Freddy. I am Thunder, God of Vengeance. And now we're going to take a close look at Freddy, God of Thunder. He is my very first bash kit. And a bash kit is when you start taking parts from other figures and you throw them together. And he's not a true bash kit because he was the figure I bought with his original blue suit. Not the gold suit. It was just the standard blue suit. And I bought the parts I needed in order to make him. So the reason why his suit changed is because when he had that change of heart, when he decided he was going to break the no-kill rule, it changed his heart and it changed his visage. So he went from having a blue suit and red cape to having a red suit and a dark blue cape with a hood, a more darker motif, because Freddy is now 25 years old. He's no longer a little kid. And that's why Achilles called him a little boy. It was a little psychological damage before he took him out. The thing about the figure, I know he looks awesome, but the body is one of the bodies I don't like. If you remember my Aquaman, that it was a rubber band body, and the body sucks. This body sucks even more. Look, his wrist is all loose. That one's okay. The head is loose as a goose. I have some string I can actually use to fix that. Hold on. Here it is. So this is a stretchy craft string that you can use bracelets. I'm going to wrap it around his neck a few times and fix his neck. But I am planning on replacing the body. I wrote the company to find out the best way to do it, because if his head has a built-in plug to plug into the body, whereas the other figures, like Achilles, he has a hollow head, and you got to buy a neck plug, you glue it on, and then you put it in the body. This is the Type S body. Type S bodies stand for superior, but they're also held with screws. This is your standard rubber band body. So once I find out if I can adapt the head to the neck plug by cutting off the built-in neck plug, I'm going to replace his body, just like I'll probably replace the body of this Shazam, because they're just horrible. The rubber band bodies are horrible. This one is a little bit better. The Shazam Junior with the gold highlights, but the body on this one is just terrible. He's a spectacular figure. He's got an awesome backstory. He's got beautiful rubber boots, but he's no longer Shazam Freddy. He's Thunder, God of Vengeance. So tell me what you think. Read the story. Watch the videos of the other characters so you understand the backstory a little bit more. You want to watch the Superman Imposter video. You want to see Shazam Obsidian, just see how awesome his story is. You want to see the story of Shazam Achilles. And I didn't write a story for Pedro Pino because it's Pedro. He's got his own story. But Pedro is mentioned in the story of Obsidian. And I was thinking of changing the head on Obsidian. So tell me, what is it you like or don't like about Obsidian? He didn't get a lot of views. So time is running out. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Are there going to be more characters? I keep telling myself no, but that's the way it is. Thanks for watching.